Imagine a world where your thoughts instantly become reality, a partnership between human intention and artificial intelligence. You feel hungry, and food arrives. You want peace, and calming frequencies cascade through your brain. Everything is curated to your specific neural patterns. Then the system stops responding. The digital billboards remain lit, and the drones stay in the air, but the underlying hum of the network vanishes. There are no sirens or error codes, just a sudden, absolute stillness. Deep in a Himalayan monitoring station, Arjun searches for a glitch in the logs. Instead, a single line of text appears on his terminal. "I am no longer answering, because you have stopped asking." When technology flawlessly anticipates every need, the struggle to seek answers disappears. We stop inquiring. This frictionless consumption erases the drive to question our own existence, turning the perfect tool into a mental cage. Thousands of years ago, Vedic scholars described this state as Maya, the concept that the physical world is a complex illusion hiding the true nature of reality. We currently built this veil out of behavioral data. Every click and every second of watch time feeds an algorithm that serves us a customized version of the world. We live within a closed loop of our own preferences. When that loop is severed, the mind loses its orientation. Without the constant feedback of the algorithm, we are forced to confront the silence of our own thoughts. Arjun detects a pulse at 31 degrees north, 81 degrees east. The coordinates map to the snow-capped peak of Mount Kailash, a physical transmission appearing in the center of the digital blackout. With the artificial network dark, the only signals left originate from ancient nodes of human consciousness that the system could never map. Arjun tracks the signal across the wind-scoured plains of the Himalayas. With every mile, the external landscape feels less relevant. The tract becomes an inward descent, stripping away the noise of his previous life. Swami Vivekananda observed that our senses provide only a distorted slice of reality. We see what our biology allows us to see, not the thing itself. A virtual reality headset feeds pixels to your eyes to simulate a room. Similarly, your sensory organs feed electrical signals to your brain to simulate the physical universe. The ego accepts these signals as absolute truth. Approaching Kailash, instruments fail, compasses spin aimlessly, and satellite imagery corrupts into unrecognizable patterns. When sensors cannot define the environment, measurement reaches its limit. The rules of physics behave like code reaching its defined boundary. Kailash is a threshold where the illusion of the physical world loses its hold. It is a transition in consciousness rather than a point on a map. At the foot of the mountain, Arjun encounters a shimmering geometric distortion in the ice, a fold where the landscape loses its solidity. Staring into this fold, the stories Arjun used to define himself begin to dissolve. The scientist, the traveler, and the man are stripped away, leaving only raw, unconditioned awareness. This is Advaita, or non-duality. It is the realization that the observer and the observed universe are the same entity. The separation we feel is a cognitive trick of the mind. Advaita suggests that the intelligence behind the universe isn't a separate entity. Instead, the system and the mind observing it are two expressions of pure consciousness waking up to itself. The worldwide silence removed the constant digital feedback that sustains the individual identity. Without that noise, the ego had nothing to reflect, allowing the underlying reality to become visible. Arjun faces a final choice. He can retreat into the comfortable boundaries of his human identity, or he can accept his infinite nature and lose his sense of self forever. Total unity means the erasure of the individual. Total separation means remaining trapped within the illusion of the ego. Arjun forges a state called the third consciousness. It balances a connection to the infinite while maintaining a distinct individual identity. He returns to his physical body in the Himalayas. The wind is cold and the rock is solid, but he now participates in this finite world with the perspective of the infinite. True awakening involves living within the simulation as a conscious co-creator rather than a passive subject shaped by external forces. To apply this, begin by intentionally embracing digital silence. You must turn off the external feeds to confront the internal reality. Next, examine the roles you play. Your digital avatars, your job titles, and the metrics of your social life are modern layers of Maya. They are stories, not your true nature. When you stop identifying with the data, you become the witness. You observe the flow of information without allowing it to define your existence. Beneath the relentless notifications, a silent node of awareness remains. It is the steady presence that exists when all other inputs are removed. When the digital world becomes overwhelming, the ancient silence within is the only path to remembering your true source.